Hello guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about all of the different types of Stormtrooper variants. If I don't get all of the Stormtrooper variants, please let me know in the comments down below. And make sure to have fun and enjoy the video. And the first trooper we're going to be talking about today is the Shore Trooper. My favorite Stormtrooper. It's pretty good. I love it because all of the tan detailings. I just love it and it looks so cool. And it's usually featured on the planet of Scarif. This is the Transport Trooper. It's usually used to transport coal and other explosives, and it's usually used on mining colonies. This is the Death Trooper. It's usually used to protect high-ranking officers and people in the Imperial Army, and they're also sideboards, and they're heavily trained. Next is the Incinerator Trooper. I love it so much because I like the red detailings, and it's used to incinerate and burn cities to the ground when they're attacking rebel positions. And that's really the main thing it's used for, and it's used to interrogate. This is the Wetlands Trooper used in the Han Solo movie. It's pretty cool, and they use it on like muddy planets. This is the Heavy Assault Trooper. It has a bunch of detailings and heavy armor, and blasters usually don't penetrate it, but it's also standard issued armor. This is the Imperial Jumper Trooper, also known as a Jetpack Trooper. It has a yellow shoulder plate with the Imperial insignia. It's from the Rebels TV show. Highly go check the TV show out. Troopers are Task Force 99. They're highly trained troopers that are usually in the front lines in the Imperial Star Wars comic books. This is a Magma Trooper, usually trained and fought on Mustafar. It's pretty cool, and the red camouflages very well into the magma, and it is able to withstand little drops of magma on their armor. The Patrol Trooper, usually used on cities and planets like Corellia. It's pretty common around the Star Wars universe, and it's used to patrol Imperial bases. The Scout Trooper, used for their especially great marksmanship. They're used on a bunch of planets, and they are very common around the Star Wars universe. And they could also come in different camouflages to fit in with their natural habitats. This is a standard clone trooper. Their armor's pretty weak because they're cheap made, like they're probably made in China and stuff like that. That's just a joke. They're not made in China because it's a Star Wars. And they're used heavily by the Imperial Army, and they're pretty great. I like how they look, and they're not that good at protecting the Imperial bases. Next, this is the Scout Commandos. I like their camouflage, and they look like Scout Troopers, but they technically are better trained Scout Troopers and able to go in deep forests and not be spotted by enemy troops. Some pretty cool troopers. I forgot they were called. My mistake. But they were created by Moff Gideon in the end of the Galactic Civil War, and they were featured in the Mandalorian show, taking Baby Yoda. This is the Hover Tank Pilot. I like how their helmets look, and they look pretty cool, and they're used to pilot hover tanks like they were shown in the Rogue One. Trooper is the TIE Fighter pilot. It was used in almost every movie in Star Wars, and it was pretty cool. They pilot their little TIE Fighters around the whole space, fighting the rebels. This is the AT-AT pilot. It was used in Hoth and other snowy places with their ATTs. The AT-ST pilot, nothing really special about him. He's not really in any Stormtrooper armor. This is the Dewback Trooper, also known as the Sand Trooper. They were used on Tatooine and Geonosis, and they were used in Episode 4. Snow trooper used on snowy planets like Hoth, and their mask protects them from the cold and lets them breathe in very cold places where there's not much atmosphere. This is the riot trooper. It's used to rebel and calm down riots and also used on the front line. To subscribe because you will not regret it.